Welcome to the Mark Ben Podcast. We are on episode 9. I got a very, very special guest on the podcast today. I known this guy since Camel Middle School. If y'all don't know what it is at home of the Wildcats.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You remember, all of that. Went to the same high school and all of that. Marc-Land or Marc-Land. That's pronounced it right?
Yeah, Marc-Land.
Marc-Land.
That's right.
Welcome to the show, man. I appreciate you coming out, man. You didn't have to. I know you're busy, but I appreciate you, man. 100.
Pleasure's all mine, man.
Yes, sir.
For sure.
So that was a short little intro of how we met, but how we really met, because like a lot of people, where'd you get your guests from? Like I said, we met from Camel Middle, home of the Wildcats. I forget which class we had together in Camel Middle. I don't know if it was Miss Padron. I don't know if it was history. It was one of those classes, but I know I had a class with you.
Yeah,
and that's how I know that I had a class. I don't know if it was you. I don't know if you knew the red dude, Milton.
Milton.
It was somebody that liked the rapper Mace. If you saw Milton, you'd be like, oh, I know who that guy is.
Yeah, I probably would have to see him.
Yeah. But, yeah, man. So Camel Middle, so you was there from 6th grade to 8th grade.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. And then high school, I definitely know. And I showed you the outline. I wanted to keep this out,
Right.
I remember high school. And we had a class together in high school. Ms. Yake.
For sure.
Ms. Yake, man.
For sure.
And let me give y'all a clue about Ms. Yake. I hope she's still alive. I'm sorry for giving you so much trouble.
Oh, man.
Ms. Yake, man, we used to call her Ric Flair. She had like the same color hair as Ric Flair. She kind of looked like his mom. I don't know. I'm just saying that. We was in there, man. We used to freestyle. We used to rank. We used to do everything in Ms. Yake.
Yeah.
You remember the time, bro, in Ms. Yake class? She had enough of us. She went and got the assistant principal, one of those guys, the principal guy. He came in there with the stern voice, and he's put the foot down, and guys need to behave, and yada yada yada. As soon as he left out, I'd say 5 minutes later, Ms. Yake, Ric Flair, Ms. Yake, man. Ms. Yake.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Homestead Broncos, man. That's where we went. Homestead Senior High, and that's what it was, man. And I remember doing a song with you. Actually, we did 2 songs.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take it back.
You're taking it all the way back right now.
So I remember the very first song we did. It was I forget the name of the song, but it was a strip club joint.
Yeah,
it was a strip club joint, and I remember because at that time I was going to DeVry University. And I let a lot of my colleagues hear it, and they loved it, especially your verse. They were like, who is that? I'm like, no, that's my dog. Oh, they're like, right. I was like, yes, sir. Okay.
Appreciate it, friends from DeVry.
Yes, sir. So we used to bump that thing in the car, man. And then the second one, it was like probably years later, was that Manhunt.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Manhunt. I remixed it because I had already did the original. Do the remix, and that was fire too.
Appreciate you for putting me on them things, man.
You already know, man. So down to the real topics. Let's get to it.
Go ahead, man.
So, man, my last podcast episode, we had Nixon on.
For sure.
And we mentioned a name, and we called him Mr. Real Estate. Mr. Real Estate. So this is Mr. Real Estate right here. You know what I'm saying? This is who we were referring to. And I know you have like a couple properties or a property that you have now. Bro, what made you get into, I guess, getting properties?
What actually got me into it is just seeing the potential of what it can do for you. You know what I mean? Just, being out there and starting to realize and hearing that you need to own your own. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So, and I always knew real estate was like the key to success. You know what I mean? Key to generational wealth and all that good stuff. Mm-hmm. I know it's being publicized more now, more than ever, and that's a good thing. You know what I mean? But I kind of knew it back then, but I just didn't have the funds at the time when I knew about it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, I definitely that was always my dream, man, and was to get real estate. But of course everybody run into that stumbling block of I ain't got the funds. How I get the funds? How I come up with the 10%? How I, whatever. And that's the part that needs to be figured out. However you need to figure it out to save your funds. So you gotta do that. So you've been thinking about this for a minute now, for a long time. Yeah.
For a while.
And what was the first piece of, I guess, property that you got? Matter of fact, how was the feeling when you first got your first piece of property?
Man, the feeling was amazing.
Yeah?
It was, man, because my first property was a duplex.
Okay.
It was a 2-1 on both sides.
Okay.
Huge backyard.
So it's like a 2-bedroom, 1 bathroom?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And a huge backyard, front yard's not that bad. And I was excited. I was so excited that, I was already preparing to buy another one.
Wow.
Right after buying my first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So a duplex, so everybody should know what a duplex is. But for those of you who don't know, probably young, 17, 16 watching, what's a duplex?
Duplex is a multi-family living dwelling unit. You know what I mean? You have you have door 1 and you have door 2 together. So side by side, or depending now, I see they're building them on top of each other down here.
Okay.
In Florida, the southern part where we're at right now in Homestead. So, but usually they're side by side. Now they're building on top of each other.
On top of each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so you got 2-1 on one side, 2-1 on the other side. It's in the same building, but it's two different living
units.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Okay, and what's the process of, like, in your case, getting that duplex? Like, what's the... A lot of people, how did you do it? What's the process? You had to speak to a realtor, and then, like, what was the process behind that?
Well, yeah, you always got to speak with a realtor, unless, you're a realtor yourself or whatever the case may be, or you have somebody give you some guidance. But me, I took matters into my own hands. You know what I mean? How I got my funds and what I did with them, and I just started looking for properties on my own. Once I found out the steps I needed, of course, I was on YouTube and Instagram, and certain people I will follow, they give you the blueprint. You have some people that would charge you for it, and that's okay. And you have some people that will give it to you. Yeah. You have some people that you have to read between the lines to see exactly what they're trying to pitch, instead of just telling you flat out. So of course, it took me a while to really understand what information was being given to me when I'm watching these, any social media platforms or YouTube. So when I did that, I was able to kick myself into gear and be like, okay, now let me holler at my realtor. Well, let me find a realtor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because, man, YouTube University, man. I call it YouTube University.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing photography, I learned everything from YouTube University. I didn't go to school. And like you said, you got to read between the lines. You got some of those videos they to explain one thing, it's like it takes 10 minutes because they want the views and whatever. So you got to read between the lines and kind of know what you need to be listening to. Perfect, dog. So you watched a bunch of YouTubes and a lot of social medias, and you got some people that gave you the game, and then some people, gotcha.
You had to find it, weed through it out, and then you'll kind of get a good understanding.
And what role did your realtor play when you was looking for this property?
Well, the role she played was just trying to secure the deal, because I already found the property I wanted. Actually, I found a few of them. I did my own research as far as the property I want, the area I wanted it in. I wanted it to be something close that I could commute to, due to the simple fact that I didn't have I knew I had to be my own property manager instead of hiring one, you know what I mean? Because I was just starting off. So I looked for my own property. Then once I knew I had everything that I needed, then I contacted my realtor. So I made my realtor's life and job very easy.
Nice. So you already knew pretty much what you wanted.
Yeah.
And, okay.
And all the paperwork, everything that she needed as far as, whatever documents, I had them all. So it was like, I was just waiting.
Cool. And so when you found these properties, I'm assuming, of course, it narrowed down to the one that you really wanted, which was that duplex, the first one that you got. All right. So when you narrowed that down, how did the process work as far as like the down payment, I guess like the employment history. Because I know when I was looking for a house last year, and I'm a late bloomer, but I was looking for a house, and of course I'm looking at stuff too. I'm like, oh, what's a homeowners association? Oh, what's a CDD? Oh, what's this and what's that? Oh, I need a realtor, and oh my gosh, man, this is crazy. I need a down payment. I got to be at my employment job for 2 years, 3 years. Like, so was that since this is like, I guess like a rental property or whatever, did you have to go through those hurdles as well?
Yeah, I had to go through the same hurdles. I brought my first property off of FHA, first time home buyer. They'll let you get up to, purchase up to a 4-unit, like a fourplex.
Mm-hmm.
So they'll let you do that for your first time. And so when I did my loan with the FHA, I was able to get that property, and of course, house hack, which would be you live in one side, you occupy one unit,
and rent out
the other.
Mm-hmm.
So you do the house hacking trick, and then after a year, you can go ahead and move out and rent the whole property, rent the other unit.
So you have to stay in that building, or at least part of that building, for 1 year,
Mm-hmm.
and then after that, you're able to rent out everything. In your case, the duplex.
Yeah, you're able to rent out the other unit that you're staying in.
So for those that have a single family home,
Mm-hmm.
it'll be a little different. So they have to stay in that home for at least a year, and then they could rent that home out.
Yes.
Even if
You said a single family?
a single family home,
they can do that as well, yeah.
they can do that,
Mhm.
but they have to be in there for a year first.
A year
Even
first.
if they wanted to rent out a room, is it the same process, or
Well,
because I mean technically they're still living in it,
right, they're still living in it, so
Mhm.
it'll still be fine.
So as long as they're there for the year, they have to be physically there for the year.
Yeah, as long as they're there for the year, receiving certain type of mail there, either water, lights, whatever the case may be.
Mhm.
Because they're gonna want proof that you're staying when you're doing certain things.
All right, for those of y'all that are trying to beat the system, okay, don't be trying to get the FHA loan and then clear it out and I'm there and receiving the mail and you ain't living there, because I'm pretty sure there's some steep consequences if you get caught.
Yeah.
So okay. So I know we went to Top Golf like a couple of weeks ago.
For sure.
Man, that was a very good time, man. I after that's my first time ever going to Top Golf. We need to do that again. That was dope.
For
Throne
sure.
man vibes over there.
Definitely was.
So I was kind of picking your brain there. I want you to, say it on the podcast here.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a vision of creating videos,
Mm-hmm.
or starting to create videos of this whole process of getting the property, look for it, the whole process, like black and white, no messing around with it.
Mm-hmm.
What made you want to start, like, you had this vision of creating a video or videos to help the people?
Yeah, that, like you said, I wanted to help the people. So basically, it's just to get more information out there. Like I said, depending on what podcast you listen to and or watch,
Mm-hmm.
or YouTube channel, whatever the case may be, some people will give you the knowledge that you need to, put some pep in your step,
Mm-hmm.
and some you have to read between the lines. It might take a little longer.
Yeah.
So I feel like me showing you the step by step from the realtor looking for your own property to purchase, the paperwork that you have to sign,
Mm-hmm.
hear the numbers, the real numbers of what something's going to cost. Because sometimes you don't hear numbers. People just doing it.
Yeah.
And you don't hear real numbers.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, 3.5, but 3.5 of
what?
Of what? Sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
People
yeah.
like, of what? And then they, you give them the number, like, oh man. So you got to let them know what they're taking 3.5 of, or whatever, if it's conventional, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
You want to, I just want to inform, you know what I mean? Inform as much as I can.
Mm-hmm.
Put that out there and let people know that, okay, I know the steps. I see the steps, so I probably can do it. I want to motivate and inspire, because I feel like everybody should take advantage and to own something on this land.
For sure, man. I heard one of the celebrities saying America is a big selling ground. There's a whole lot of land full of for sale.
And they ain't making no more. So
right?
you get what you can.
Get
you know
what
what I
you
mean?
can. You get what you can. All right, cool. So I know we were speaking too. So I know I was, like I said, I was house shopping last year. And I know about the FHA loan, and then I learned about the conventional loan, which I learned the conventional loan, you put 20% down, but it kind of takes out the PMI. The PMI, that's like your personal mortgage insurance,
Right.
Meaning forced insurance, meaning, anyway, so I wanted to get the conventional, but woo-wee, everything skyrocketed as far as the properties.
Yeah.
As far as last year, I don't know if it's because of the COVID or what, but
house market is doing good right now.
it's doing good right now?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to start back looking.
Yeah.
I was going to give it like 2 years for it to go
I mean,
down.
it's doing good as far as if you're a seller.
If you're
it's
selling,
doing good because they marking them up right now.
Yeah.
So, but if you're searching, like I said, it could be a hit or miss. It all depends on the area, how close you're trying to be to work or to the hospital or to your child's school. Things like that plays a factor of pricing as well of the property.
Okay. So I wanted it. So what's the difference between an FHA and a conventional loan for those that don't know?
All right. So the FHA, like we mentioned before, first time home buyer. So they'll allow you to purchase a home at a certain amount of percent, which would be 3.5. I believe it went a little lower when the pandemic, really got out of hand. It's like people's really being, people are scared and terrified of even going out, things like that. And then rates are lowered as far as, so it was like crazy.
So 3.5, this is of how much the house that you're looking for is worth.
Right. So if let's say a house is $250,000 or $250,000, it'll be 3.5% of that.
So that's the down payment. So
that'll be the down payment.
So I want to do it live. I want to do a simple calculation of 250,000 so you guys can get an idea.
For sure. Get the real numbers.
250,000. Hopefully the camera can see it. 250,000. And then let's say the FHA is 3.5%. So your down payment would have to be $8,750 of the 250,000. So that's how much you would need, and I'm pretty sure you have to get a realtor because it could be like closing like other things additional.
Right.
Like
your realtor would, if your realtor has a good broker, and they'll holler at the broker. The broker is the one that finish out those numbers because the realtor will give you a rough draft, but then I feel that might be like as simple, but there's little other fees that comes along with that, but the broker will be able to really narrow it down, and then it might be a little less as far as the other fees, and you might even get a kickback. You might get money for purchasing the home, depending on other loans. Because I got a very, very good friend of mine. He did a VA loan, and he put nothing down, and he actually got a kickback. So these loans work very different, and like you said, to avoid the PMI on the conventional loan, it just takes that out the way.
And PMI is pretty much once you come up with your down payment, let's just like hypothetically $8,750 plus whatever fees and realtor, whatever. So let's just say after everything, it's $11,900.
Right.
Everything. That's probably too much, but so you got $11,900. So once you get the loan, you pay that monthly.
Right.
So in that loan, you're paying off the $250,000 that's left, plus the PMI, which is the placed home insurance that they're giving you, and that's usually like super high. So that's including. You can't get rid of that. That's just there. The PMI, and then what else is involved in that?
Yeah, and you have to put house insurance.
You got to put. Then you have to get your own home insurance.
Yeah, home insurance. Yeah,
you got to get your own home insurance, and whatever light bills, whatever. So that dictates how much money per month your mortgage is.
Yeah,
and so with the conventional loan, of course, you put down 20%, so that's way
amount.
more. So that PMI it's not in there.
Right.
So you're saving, I don't know,
a few $100,
$200, $150 a month, but that adds up at the end of the year.
For sure.
That's a lot of money.
For sure.
So I'm trying to do a conventional loan, and I just got to save a little bit more. But I know some people can't. I got kids and stuff like that. So Take the FHA. I might even take the FHA. I might just be like, man, you know what? I'm trying to get some property, man.
For sure.
The housing market keeps going up. Like I said, last year, me and my wife was looking, bro, townhomes,
Yeah.
1-1s going for like 280.
Yeah.
And that's a town. It ain't even a single family. And I'm like, and then they got all like the HOAs and the CDDs. And oh my gosh, dude, our monthlies was looking like $1,900 for a 1-1.
Yeah.
I'm like, yikes.
It gets like that. It gets like that. I'm telling you, real estate is a hot market.
It is.
It's a hot market.
And I definitely want to get in, man, for sure.
It's a hot market.
And what would be your suggestion? Because I know money plays a lot of factors in people, you know. What would your suggestion be of how to save to get your loan? Like, how did you do it on your end to save to get the down payment for your first?
That's a good question. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I did it. All right, so I was working at a company, and I had this one guy. He was like, "You need to invest in your 401k." I was like, "Man, look here, because I'm getting so much money as I'm working, and of course I'm doing what I do with my money, and I wasn't putting it into anything like that, you know."
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, "Nah, put the money in there, man. It's gonna grow. Da, da, da. The company will match this percent, whatever. You can match it or you can go higher." I'm like, if I do it, I'll just match it. I'm not going high. You know what I mean? Which I should have went high, but that's another story. So kept telling me. I think after like 6 months, maybe even a year, I was like, I'm gonna do it. I opened up a 401k in the company, start putting some money in there. And I ended up quitting like a few years later, right? Went to another job. Instead of roll over in my 401k to the other job's 401k, because Obama at the time was our president.
Obama.
Yeah, for sure. And he put a law that you can do that. You can transfer your 401k, roll it over to another one. So I was like, you know what? I'm not going to do it. Just cash me out. So...
I know that came with penalties, right?
It did. You had to pay something. You know what I mean? Yeah. So but how much I got, it was like it was worth it. You know what I mean? Because I was putting money in there, like I really was. So so I got that money, right? And then I had a couple of life insurance policies open as well.
Okay.
So yeah, when I was still doing things the way I felt like need to be done. Yeah. So I invested. Like I had like maybe 3 life insurance policies open on me. So we're not going to talk about how much it was, but of course. It was a lot, right? Yeah. So I'm paying that regular, you know, how everybody pay it. And I was like, man, I'm going to cancel that. So I canceled my life insurance policies. So I ended up getting some more money. So now I got what they say, I got a big bag. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the bag.
I got a big bag now. You feel me? I already had it, but it wasn't just in my possession. So now it's in my possession. Now I can see it. So I had the money sitting in my account for like a few months. I had it sit in my account, just thinking about what I want to do. You know what I mean? What I want to do, and I got into a lot of business ventures with people. Some succeeded, some failed. Just did a lot, but I ain't spent all of what I had. I was just taking chances with some, and then I was like, the real estate thing. I knew it was a for sure thing, but I was just afraid of it. I was afraid to step in that territory because I didn't know too much about it, you know. So I started, you know, kind of doing my own research, like I said, with the YouTube and everything else. And then around that time, certain social media platform wasn't even out then. And some of the content wasn't even out then either. It's just not that much people were talking about it.
I'm thinking of the time frame. This sounds like around 2010-ish.
It could be. You know what? Probably 2000. Yeah, probably no, because that's when I started thinking that I wanted to get into it.
Oh, so
right
it was
there,
a little later.
It was a little later. It was a little later when I wanted to figure it out.
Okay.
But so I canceled all those things, and a lot of people was like, "Yo, why you do that?" Da, da, da. You know, people sometimes they don't see your vision. You know, you got to show them your vision. And I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do it. I think I gathered enough information that I need, and even if I don't know it on the spot,
It'll
I
come.
can stop what I'm doing and I can go do that research. You know what
Exactly.
I mean? With acronyms and everything of that nature, I could just go and read up on it. Like, okay, this is what this stands for. This. That's how when I met my realtor, she see that, okay, he know what he's talking about, and he knows what he want. That's the thing. They got to know what you want.
Yeah.
You got to know what you want before you step in that fire of spending your money, because you spend hard-earned money that you probably sleepless nights trying to make this money. You know what I mean? Sacrifice you had to make this money. So you just want to make sure you're in the best position to get what you feel like you want, you deserve at that time. You know what I mean? So basically, when I canceled all those accounts, I had the money, did some little business ventures, and I was like, forget it. I'm going straight to real estate. Started doing my research on my own. I had the money already saved, and I'm putting more money on it. And right after that, I was going to all the platforms to actually websites to purchase homes. Just looking at everything, whatever's available in my area. Because I said, I don't want to drive far out. Whatever, I want to be a little close to my job, things of that nature. So, I ended up finding the first property I wanted, and I went for it. But they'll always tell you never fall in love with your first property.
Okay.
Because you might not get it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you might not get it. Somebody might outbid you. Somebody might just come out paying all cash.
Yeah.
So somebody might like, I don't know, no loans needed. I got this.
Yeah.
So that's a big part of the game. But
especially what you was going for, like the quad, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So basically, just canceling all that, and I had that money there, and I was focused that this is what I wanted, and I went for it. I contacted a friend of mine because he was doing real estate, right? And then he's a very good friend of mine, man. Shout out to Joe Toribio. He was like, nah, I ain't doing real estate no more. You know what I mean? I was like, for real? I was like, man, you my partner, so I'd rather go to you so, you can get this bread because I already know how it works. It's like, nah, but I got somebody for you. So he recommended me to my realtor, Melanie. And after that, I was just buying properties with her back to back. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Fire, man.
For sure.
So if y'all don't get nothing out of that story, y'all should have got all of it. If you didn't get nothing out of it, your story actually, it kind of transitioned over to like purpose.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people scared to jump out there.
For sure.
A lot of people scared, I'm a great cook, but I don't know. That's the unknown. That's unknown to me, so I don't want to do that.
Sure.
Sometimes you got to jump out there. Matter of fact, most of the time, 98% of the time, you just got to jump out there. All the time, you know what I'm saying? And, just do your research and don't be scared. Just jump out there and whatever happens, happens. But at least you're investing in yourself. And like, especially in your case,
right.
You took out, you canceled a lot of, life insurance and 401ks.
Yeah.
But you did that. You didn't take the money and blow it. Not all of it, but you did take some risks. Yeah. And then finally, you was like, you know what? I've been thinking about this real estate for a minute.
Yeah.
Let me jump in. Let me learn as much as I can. And the things I can't learn because it's just not on the internet or whatever, I got a realtor right here and she'll kind of guide me, whatever.
Yeah.
And look at you now. So.
Yeah. And she'll always tell me too, you need to get your real estate license. And I told her I tried to do it in college. I took a college course for it, but I ain't end up finishing it. You know what I mean? So I just stopped it. And so now she's on me.
Yeah.
And it's good when you have people like that. That's like, yo, do this because you can make this money. You know what I mean?
Real.
Instead of me making this money, you can do it. That's why I really appreciate my realtor, and I love her due to the simple fact that it got beyond business. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what I mean by beyond business, she was actually a good friend. She'll call me, check on my family, and I'll do the same. I mean, you build a bond because, I didn't buy just one property with her. So she'll call me late at night, send me, hey, I sent you an email. Gotta sign that. You know what I mean? Text me. Like,
wow.
So it's like, but yeah, definitely shout out to her and her family. You know what I mean?
For
They're
sure.
some good peoples.
What I got out of that arc too But gotta look deeper. A lot of people, the people I'm around, and listen, sometimes when you jump out there, you meet new people that could do you very, very good and steer you the right way. Keep them in your circle. That's your circle, because like in your case, like she helped you out. She gave you knowledge that she ain't even supposed to give you, but she saw you was out here getting it, and she was like, you know what, this will help him. Yeah. This will help him.
And of course, you already know she'll make a little bread out of it.
Yeah, you make a little bread. So it's like a, win-win.
For
know, what I learned in, what's that? Quid pro quo, something for something. You know what I'm saying? So,
but she wasn't, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but she wasn't about the money, but at the end of the day, she getting paid for her services, and she go over and beyond. You know what I mean? So she really worked for every penny that she gets. She earns it.
That's good, man. And definitely once yeah, well, I'll get to that. So, yeah, man. So, that's motivating me to get back out there and look. But I'm gonna do it a little bit different, because last year I was doing it to live in it, and I don't know, it just something that makes sense to me. I'm like, okay, so if I take this huge loan out, I got to put down $60,000, $70,000 for the 20% conventional. I'm living in this. That's a liability. It's like, I'm going to be putting more money in this than what I originally intended. Meaning, if the AC go out, I got to fix it. Something goes out the toilet or whatever, I got to fix it. I got to come out of pocket and put more money into it. And it's like, I need to think about this. It's like, I'd rather make money off of that than to just continue to for 30 years, just be stuck with that. So, I know a lot of people won't agree with me, but when I go look for a home now, I'm going to probably go look for like a unit or something, and I'll live in it until I rent it. But then I'll rent that out. At least I have some type of income coming in, and I'll be my own little property manager or whatever, and make sure everything is good. But at least I'm getting money out of it. And then I'll save up for the dream home when I save up for it. But at this stage, I'd rather just make money now than when I get my home, I don't have to struggle as much. It's like, okay, if this breaks down, I have the finances to get it. I'm living comfortable. Yeah. I feel that's very important, because we were talking about this. People, their dream home, it's my first house. And I work in insurance, and I get those calls almost every day. You never know what'll happen. COVID or the pandemic happens, and people losing their jobs, people getting a foreclosed. And what can you do to lower my insurance? Because I just lost my job and I don't have enough for my mortgage, and it's sad. And it's like, that kind of made me reconsider. I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't be in that position. So I got to play it smart, you know? So, yeah, for sure, man. And so do you think rental properties or renting properties is a good investment? I know you kind of answered it already.
Rental properties, like is it a good investment?
Yeah.
It's a very good investment. Yeah, you get that residual income. You know what I mean? You keep getting it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Like I said, I always thought about it and wanted to do it. Like I said, finances though, but I always looked at it as everybody needs a place to stay.
Absolutely.
That's like a hot commodity. And especially nowadays, to me, owning property or living somewhere is more important than food, because food you can get anywhere. Like food is everywhere, but to own something is way tougher than getting food. So it's like, if you're working, you're gonna eat, but also you need a place to stay. So places to stay is very hard. Your credit got to be all right. X amount of time
and spending the job
at the job, and you got to make a certain amount, because they're gonna ask you like you go back like 2-3 years for your checkings or whatever in your account. So you got to be good on that, and so you got to meet certain qualifications to live somewhere, and that's very important, because you got to live somewhere
for sure.
So
it's a must. It's a must.
Yeah, for sure, man. Especially I'm in an apartment, and let me tell you, I'm ready to own, because these apartments, boy, they be going up.
Yeah,
boy,
they do.
And
they
man,
do. They do. But you know what's crazy though? You have some people that own several properties or a few, and they still rent them in apartments. They still stay in apartments.
That'll be me.
You can hear certain people that will talk about that on podcasts. Like, they don't stay in what they own. they'll own it and rent it out.
And rent it out. Yeah.
So they can just keep getting more, and they go to somewhere that might not even pay that much in rent, whatever the case may be. Just keep getting more properties, you know?
For sure. I definitely, even though I don't like the rent, but if I had a property there, I'm not saying I'm struggling, but it's like, man, this would be a breeze. It's like, this is nothing. And I want to go back to you saying about being your own property manager. In the future, are you planning to get like a handyman, like if the time comes?
Well, you know, I have one guy who helps me a lot.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah. He comes through in the clutch for me. He was working on that second property I bought. He was working on that property for years, so he already know the ins and outs of that property. If I call him and say, hey, yo, something's wrong here, he already know what's the problem, because 9 times out of 10, he's the one who fixed it, you know, and it's probably due to wear and tear and stuff. It's been a while since it's been updated. So it's like he'll handle the stuff that I don't handle pretty much, you know what I mean? And if I'm far away out of town or whatever the case may be, I just call him and say, hey, yo, I really need you to go there and handle this for me. And he does it, you know?
That's dope, man.
Yeah,
That's
really
dope.
legit, really reliable.
So I know this is the question a lot of people want to ask.
What's that?
Bro, what's the pros and then what's the cons of renting property? And I know a lot of people that speculate that don't own properties, they think, and sometimes I think it too, but they think, man, the con of it is, man, you got this person in here, they mess up the property, and then once they're out, you got to go in and fix everything, and it takes a whole lot of money and whatever. But in your experience so far, what's the pros and the cons of renting out?
Well, the pros and cons. Well, I would say the cons is sometimes is the tenants.
The tenants?
Yeah, you get some bad apples. You know what I mean? And of course, you want to be the good tenant. You want to be the good landlord that works with everybody, because you don't want to be called no slump lord or whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? You want to make sure you're on top of it, but at the same time, you just want your tenants to be comfortable. But you have some that really take advantage of, you know, either it's the system, or just advantage of you trying to help them out on them, you know, whatever the case may be, dealing with whatever. It could be a certain repair or the monthly rent, whatever the case may be. You have some that really take advantage of that. So, you know, dealing with some of those, but you just really have to know how to talk to people and deal with it, you know?
Okay.
And then, that one too, as far as messing up the unit, messing up the property, that does take a lot of money, you know, when people's putting holes in the walls and messing up bathroom fixtures or whatever the case may be. And, you know, that comes out your pocket, you know what I mean? That comes out of your initial investment, but you put that money aside for that.
Exactly.
So you're not wrecking your brain and stuff, because you got to know that's going to happen. So once you know that that's going to happen and you can't control it, and to, you know, certain extent, you already know, you plan accordingly. So when you do either evict or that person's lease is done and you're not renewing it, or they want to move after their lease is done, you go ahead and you fix the property. You already know, okay, you already get your estimates on what it's going to cost to fix the unit. And once you already know you're close to that, or you have those funds, it's going to be a breeze. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's going to be a breeze.
And the pros.
And the pros is you're getting that money every month.
You get that money every month.
I mean, you're getting that money. You feel me? You're getting that money.
Okay, and so with that con, I always thought this. When you go to evict somebody, I know it's gonna happen eventually, because it just happens. I know it's like, 30 days in Florida to evict? 30 days?
It could be shorter than that.
It can be shorter than that. It just depends on how detrimental it is.
Yeah. I had to do some. I had to, you know, force my hand.
Yeah. And I'm assuming I ain't gonna say if you can find it, but that's like Florida statute or Florida law.
Yeah, you can find all that information online. Yeah, you'll find it. Like I said, when certain things happen or come up and you don't know, you got to do the legwork and do the research, and you're going to find it. It's going to show you everything that you need to follow the right steps. Because if you break the law evicting somebody, it'll come back on you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
and when it comes to like appliances, let's just say you got the unit fixed up, you got your microwave, your washer dryer, your refrigerator. Tenants come in. How's the rules of it if like they break, I don't know, the refrigerator? Do the landlord have to pay for that like the first time, or like, how does that work as far as that?
that's a good question. So what happened is it would all depends on what you have in the lease. You know what all your lease says, because you can rent out with none of that and tell them they'll have to get their own, and that's before they sign a lease, and they'll know. That's when they do the wrong through and stuff like that. But you can let them know. And if you're dealing with like Section 8, 9 times out of 10 those things have to be there.
Okay. Okay. All right. And with like the Section 8, like if that breaks, I'm assuming.
Yeah, you'll have to fix it.
You have to fix it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the landlord,
Okay. All right, cool.
But then everything's really, because you'll have a checklist on what the landlord covers. So whatever's on that checklist, it's on you cover, and then it'll show you what the tenants are responsible for. Okay. But that's a different topic, man. Section 8, man.
Yeah.
I dealt with them for years, you know what I mean? So
but like with Section 8, like, so do, I guess that government or that section, do they pay for the tenants every month or?
Yes. Okay. Like clockwork.
So, because I know with some of them, like some instances, some people like, or a mother or whatever, they'll pay like $39 a month, and then the Section 8 will pay for the rest.
It all depends on their voucher. The voucher could take care of everything to a certain amount, or the voucher can take care of half, or a quarter, or 3/4, whatever the case may be. So let's say if they're working and they don't make enough, and whatever other stipulations they have that they went into Section 8 for, that all, coincide to what they'll pay in their monthly rent. 'Cause I have tenants who, paid ways, a small amount for their rent every month, and Section 8 just covers the rest. And I have a tenant who has a very high voucher, and that covers all their rent.
So in any event, so let's say depending on the voucher, let's say the rent is $1,200, and the tenant is responsible for paying $100 of that. So the Section 8 would pay you $1,100.
Yes,
and then the other
100.
portion, 100, comes from them. So you're getting two payments. Kind of in a sense.
In a sense, but overall, it comes to that $1,200 what the rent is due.
And what happens if Section 8 is paying their part, but the tenant isn't paying theirs? How does that work? Like, do you have to report that to Section 8, or how does that?
Oh, well, yeah, you can report it to Section 8, but then since they're missing payments, you can. It's up to you if you want to even start a eviction process as well with that.
And you can do eviction notice like process right away, like even after the first.
Yeah, because you've already put the stipulations in the lease. You're saying if you have to pay me on the 1st, but I'll give you to the 3rd or the 4th, maybe even the 5th to pay me. If you don't pay me by the 5th, then it starts. Then your countdown for me. Well, actually that 5th. So once I gave you a due date and you didn't hit it, I was like, okay, you got a few more days after that, and you still ain't there. On that day, I can start the eviction process.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
Man, you're asking a whole bunch of questions I've always had. Oh, man. Hope y'all got y'all pen and notepad out, or your iPhone, or your Samsung, whatever you got, because you're dropping gems right now. So please be paying attention. All right, cool, man. So that's good to know, man. So if you had to choose, and I already know you already told me this before, but I'm going to ask.
Go ahead.
If you had a choice, no, the location or nothing doesn't matter.
Okay.
Airbnb or renting, which one you going with?
If I don't know the area,
the area doesn't matter. If you
doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So you took a whole lot right there from me to even make a good solid decision.
'Cause I know with Airbnb, it's certain stipulations, like
but
and plus the location plays a huge part.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. You took a lot from me. You just left me in here,
all right, you know what?
stranded. But I'll tell you.
You know what? I'm gonna make it harder though. I'm gonna make it harder.
Because I'll give you the answer, and then you can give other questions too.
All right, cool.
So I'll say the what it was, Airbnb or the rent. I'll say it'll be the rent.
It'll be the rent. Okay, so that kind of cuts out my okay. Oh, and so what's the reason for that? You'll pick renting over Airbnb
because how you threw up the question. I would go to what I know.
Yeah.
As far as what I'm doing, I should say.
Yeah.
Now, if I defer from the question and touch on the Airbnb, Airbnb is really on location.
Yeah.
Really on location and what's around it. Because honestly, you could do an Airbnb where the city's popping, or you can do an Airbnb where ain't nothing popping, but the outside scenery, activities, and everything is there. You know what I mean? Like you got ATVs when you rent out the Airbnb. You got ATVs. You got a canoe out there so people can go canoeing, and you have all these activities. So you could be in the middle of nowhere with an Airbnb, and that'll still pop off.
Yeah.
But it's the location. It's always the location, because you get an Airbnb and you outside the city, but you ain't in that area. You're in a rural area. It's really nothing to do, but you just got there because there's probably an event happening 40 minutes, an hour and a half away. But that's the maybe cheapest Airbnb you can find. So now you're there, nothing around you. You have to drive all the way to that. So that's what I'm saying. It's all about location. You know what I mean? People want to be as close as they can to whatever is going on or whatever city's really popping,
For
so
sure.
Airbnb, for me, is personal. It's all about location. And like I said, you could be in one of those, off the grid areas. But if you have things that people gonna have fun, like you got a cabin, it's away from a lot of things, but like it's away from the city. But they have a lot of activities that they can do and they can have fun. That's another thing, you know what I mean? But like I said, if you just outside the city and not in one of those rural areas where there's things to do, you just like, man, I got to get to this, theme park, but I'm an hour and 30 minutes away, so you can't even go out and kind of enjoy yourself because, the supermarket is 30 minutes away and stuff like that. Now, you know what I mean?
I agree. If nothing was like a stipulation as far as that, I know I ain't no landlord or nothing, but I think I'll actually probably do both. But I would probably rent first. I would probably pick that option first because at least that's kind of like guaranteed money. You kind of know. It's like I know every month I'm getting this. Right. Compared to an Airbnb, it depends on location, but I know two people that owns two Airbnb. My mom and I call her my mentor. I used to go to church with her, and her husband. They own an Airbnb out here in Kendall. And what I got from both stories is, well, from what I see, it's a lot of work with Airbnb because it's just constant tenants or people just renting in and out, in and out, in and out. So that's housekeeping, that's maintenance, that's so much like work you gotta just. So it's busy. So if you work in an 8-hour job and you're renting this out, after you rent it out, you might get a buzz. Oh, I want to rent this out 2 days from now or 3 days from now. Now you got to go and make sure everything is good for the next tenant. And some tenants, they mess your stuff up. They mess your couch up. They mess the TV up. They mess the coffee maker up. So you got to hurry up and replace that before the next tenant comes in. Sure, you could put like a complaint in and get them charged, but you're not gonna get that money right away. But you got to replace all of these things before the next tenant comes in. And it's just so much work. And I've seen, people get just burned out. Like, oh my God, I'm 11 o'clock. They gotta go. I got one person coming in tomorrow. But I know the money is good in Airbnb, but if I had to choose, I think I would rent first because at least that's just guaranteed and it's like a long term. You don't have to be in and out. You got the same tenant for whatever X amount of years or whatever. Now, if I don't have tenants, then I'll Airbnb it out until I find a tenant. That's why I say I'll kind of.
For sure. Yeah. And you got to keep those supplies on deck. You got to buy by the boat. You know what I mean?
For real.
So you don't have to continue to buy it and buy. But like I said, there's people that do it and they love it.
They love it. Yeah, that's true.
They love it because sometimes the profit margin is a little bit greater.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, you getting this, with renting, you getting this fixed, this income, right? But now with Airbnb, and you getting enough, maybe, you really don't want to get it to where it just pays your mortgage. That's it. You know what I mean? When you're renting out, you feel me? Or paying that mortgage. You want to make some type of profit. And there's sometimes you're making that profit, after paying the mortgage, and you got a little profit. Airbnb, it all depends. Now, if you in a high area, you making that money, you making over, you probably make a little bit more than your margin that you're trying to pay for your mortgage. You know what I mean? You're probably hitting it a lot more.
Yeah, you get a lot more. I've seen this. Like when they both were starting out, they were struggling. They had to go do it, but they've made so much now that they like their own cleaner lady. Yeah, all right, on call. All right, can you make it now? Because they'll go, they clean out everything, whatever. But of course, you got to make a profit. Which you'll make a profit. It's just a lot of hard work. But everything is, if you're successful, it's gonna be hard work. So yeah, so for sure, man, I definitely pick renting first and then Airbnb if I don't have any tenants, but for sure, man. So dang, do you think high schools, I know colleges, you can go to college or get a certification in real estate, but do you think it'd be a good idea for high schools to implement like real estate as like an elective?
Absolutely.
Man.
Absolutely.
Man, I thought about that today. I'm like, no, I'm gonna ask that because, bro, it's like I already know high school, man. We got a whole bunch of things that you have to take that ain't really important, really. It's not helping you make money. It's not helping, like, your life, really. It's like, oh, I'm gonna take driver's ed. It's like, whatever. Oh, I'm going to take a sex ed or whatever. And it's like, okay, that'll help. But, like, I feel if they put, I feel they won't do it because it's like, nah, that's like a secret. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. It's a lot of stuff.
Yeah, man. On top of that, you gotta like get somebody certified like a real estate. You gotta pay them money to like teach that, and
Sure.
But if they was to implement that in high school, oh my gosh, save so many lives, man.
Man, and I don't know if you remember, in middle school we had like little shops.
We did.
That helped out.
We
you
did.
know what I mean?
But it was very.
Right. It was. It definitely was. But in high school, if they do implement things like real estate and other things like the stock market,
bro,
and man, a lot of people would be in a different situation, different position.
Man, I would go back to high school right now. I be 36, sitting right there. What's up?
I mean, if you watching closely, they putting things that we don't. They implement. Well, actually, they're taking away very important subjects in high school.
Oh, really?
Now, yeah, because they don't. I don't really like getting into political things, but that's a big one. What they're trying to do now, taking away things, certain curriculum.
What are some of the things they're taking away?
Well, anything that has to do with like Black history. Yeah. They taking away the whole slavery type thing and stuff like that. They want to take away from that because they feel like that's going to add on to the next generation of whatever. I really don't know. They think, okay, more of, it's going to be more back and forth on this going on. But I don't feel like that stuff, leave it there. Yeah. Because they got to know. It's history.
It's history.
All the history.
And tell the truth. Like, don't cut out some stuff. Put more of it in there,
For sure.
Man. But yeah, man, definitely like real estate. They should definitely put that in there. Mechanics, definitely put that in there. Like things that people need that you can literally make a career out of. I think they definitely should put it in there. It might cost a little bit of money, but it may have more success rates.
No, absolutely, absolutely.
For sure, man. For sure.
They did that, man. Oh man,
for real. So with the housing market now. I know when you're buying, it's pretty good, but when you're going to look to buy, do you think the housing market prices would drop in Miami? Or do you think it's going to continue to go up as far as like buying a property or buying your first home? The loan.
Man, for the past few years, it's just been going up. And I know a lot of people saying, yeah, we're gonna have another crash. And I'm like,
I don't think so.
I mean, we just survived this, you feel me?
Yeah.
And even though it's still going on, but
Yeah.
we going through that.
Yeah.
And that didn't do as much damage as far as the economics is concerned.
Yeah.
So I would say no.
Yeah.
You know,
I'd agree. Like if
I would say no.
it was just like the whole Florida, maybe, but particularly Miami, I don't think so at all. Because Miami's just getting hotter and hotter every single year. It's just like I work in insurance, so I talk to these snowbirds. Snowbirds are like people from New York or up north, and they come down.
Right.
So they have properties down here, and they live up there, or vice versa. They have their properties up there, but they live down here. Like, so they're buying up all type of property, especially in Miami, because it's like Florida. They don't have no state. What's the state tax? And they're buying properties up left and right. I had this one guy call. They got 5 rental properties in Miami. 5 going on. I need insurance for another one. Like, dang.
Yeah.
So it's like a hot commodity. So it's, the market is like, oh, keep buying. We're gonna keep upping the price.
Right.
Little people like me is like, hey, by the time I get my little money up, man, townhome gonna be $400,000. I'm like,
ain't all in the area because they already that much.
For real.
Depends on the area.
Yeah, for real. So it's like, I definitely agree with you. I don't think it's in Miami. I don't think it's gonna go down. It could, but I don't think so, man. Well, I hope y'all took a lot of notes off of this and leave it in the comments. Like what would you want to know? Like, he'll be looking at the comments. I'm pretty sure, and he'll probably whatever. Well, I'll probably chime in or ask him and be like, oh yeah, it's this, and maybe I can get you on the podcast, and maybe we could do like a webinar or something. I reach out to somebody, or whatever, and make it happen. But so we're gonna jump into employment.
Okay.
Right. So, do you think being licensed or certified is better than having a degree nowadays?
Licensed, certified.
Yeah. Like a certified electrician or a plumber or
licensed, certified.
Licensed, certified.
And the only reason why I'm mentioning that because, I've worked several jobs, and of course I try to get to know people that I work with.
Mm-hmm.
And you have certain people that have degrees, not in the field that they're working in.
Exactly.
And sometimes it's high degrees that you're like, oh really, you accomplished that. But it depends, it's where they're at, because they can't find it. You know what I mean? They can't get it in their. They can't get in their field sometimes for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm.
They gotta make ends meet. You know what I mean? They gotta get the bills paid.
Especially when pandemics hit, the jobs get shut down. My wife got laid off of her last job. She's working now, thank God, but she got laid off because it was like a after school learning program. Pandemic hit. It's like people got tight on money. It's like, okay, I need to cut out things that I really don't need right now because I got to preserve money. One of a lot of things they cut out is after school program, because during the pandemic, a lot of schools closed.
Yeah.
Don't need after school programs.
Yeah.
So it's it wasn't a necessary need. So many people cut. Lady lost a business. She had to go out of business. Caused my wife to get laid off. And it's so of course, when she started looking for something, she didn't have a license or certification. So it's very, very difficult for her to find something. And what she found, it wasn't even all of that. Thank God now she's, I'm not going to say it, but she's in the process of working somewhere where people need it,
Yeah, thank God for that.
Thank God. But
Sure.
and I noticed that, and I kind of, that's why I asked this question, because I see nowadays it's hard for certain people to find jobs.
Yeah.
Even with a degree, it's hard. And even if you do have that degree and it's in that type of field, you're probably going to be getting 12, 13 an hour out of a bachelor's or master's. And it's like, you with me. I'm only here with you because of experience. With you, I ain't in debt, but, it is what it is. But I learned most of my adult years, I've had a certification or a license or something. So when I hit 19, I got my security license. And from there, I got a job like that. Before that, I was struggling. I'm like, man. Then I went into corrections, certification. And then I went to county. So lost those jobs. Well, I ain't say lost. I quit corrections, lost county. Since I had my security license and experience, I found jobs like the snap of a finger because I had a license.
Right. Now it's a catch-22 depending on the job you're going for. Of
course.
Because certain jobs, that degree, they look highly on that.
Yeah.
Because they feel like the knowledge is there for the job that they want to, get that filled. So it just depends. But it seems like majority of it leans on the certification and the licensing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I definitely look at it as, if you got a degree, if it's something that like it's popping, something that people need, if you got a degree in like, I don't know, something that people need, sure, it's probably easier to find. It'll be harder to get it because like people with degrees usually are not getting fired from their positions. Yeah. But if it's in a place where it's popping, then yeah, for sure. Yeah. But I don't know too many degrees that, it's popping like that. It's for like very high top positions where you need a clearance and all of that. As far as like with a license or degree, with a little bit of experience, you can make as much or even more. It just depends on how many skills you tack under your belt and all of that. Yeah. So if I had to choose, if I relied on, even if I had a master's degree and something like a electrician or like right now I have my, they call it a PNC in insurance, meaning I could take this license now. If I had the money, I can start my own agency.
Gotcha.
I would go with a license or a certification any day because employment will be like that, at least in my plan, because I'm planning on getting property. Right. So I'm just trying to accumulate money to get it. So it don't matter how you get it, really, as long as it's legal.
For sure.
And
sure.
because I'm not trying to be working for nobody. For
sure. No, you won't be because you already throwing that in the air.
Yeah.
Some of you speaking into existence.
For
so
sure, man.
You're good on that.
For real.
God heard you.
Amen.
For sure.
And so do you think all right, here's another, it's kind of a twist. Do you think work experience trumps a degree any day? And my question, I'm not against degrees, but
for sure.
But
go be in your comments for that.
I have a degree.
For sure.
Do you think work experience trump degrees nowadays?
Like I said, it depends, man. It depends, but man, it depends. But work experience it'll get you there.
Yeah,
work experience will get you there because now you had it. They're gonna probably value you a little bit more.
Yeah,
because you've been in the field, you've been in the paint, so you know what it is. But that's not the same scenario if you go into somewhere like the medical field or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Experience ain't really gonna cut it.
Yeah,
you're gonna need them degrees.
Unless you got like your nursing license or whatever, and you've been working in that field for a minute, and then wanted to,
of course. But then I'm assuming certain steps would,
of course,
require that degree. You know what I mean?
A health coordinator or something like that.
Feel me? So it all depends on what you're going for, and the requirements.
For sure,
that definitely plays a part.
For sure. If you got a degree, I know the people that's watching, I know I'm attracting people that's looking for advice, people that's looking for help, people that I can't find nothing right now. Go get your license and certification. Go do 3 months, or in my case, my insurance license took me 4 days and making pretty good money. Find something that's short term that you can kind of make some money now and figure out your dream. Like, because every dream requires finance. You're going to need something. If you want to start a business, you got to have some type of finances.
For sure.
But get the money. Go get a license certification. You're going to find a job way, way quicker than, nothing at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to jump to, and this is for a lot of people, we're going to jump to low income. Low income. Do you think people remain stagnant with finances due to fear? And you kind of answered it when you was speaking about But I'll let you answer it. Now I'll let you know. But do you think people are like kind of stagnant, remaining stagnant with their finances due to like a certain fear of not going further or going beyond what they're doing now?
Yeah. My take on that, as you know, and this is regards to them not having the finance to, like purchase something, or if it's real estate, or finance to provide for their family.
Yeah,
whatever.
or even just like single parents. They working at a job, they have 2 or 3 kids, and that job is just not paying enough. They're not being promoted. They're just there, and they're just stuck with the certain amount of money that's coming in.
Well, I mean, not everybody has a hustle ambition. You know what I mean? Not everybody has that entrepreneurial spirit in them. You feel me? But you do have certain people that understand things need to get done. Before things go bad. So that's either picking up more work, picking up more shifts, and I want to being not being home as much. But people fear would be to like go broke, to not have money, to not buy what they want, buy their loved one what they want. So, someone's gonna push you.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna push you and get you out of your comfort zone, or out of that fear or bubble of not elevating more. Because once you see you're stagnant, if you keep yourself stagnant, that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? You always want to push yourself forward. I always want to do that. You know what I mean? But you always want to reach the highest height you can get in anything you do. If you're working and you're not making what you need, what you feel like either you deserve, or if it's a promotion, more money, whatever the case may be, and you feel like that's not working for you, you got to step out of that comfort zone. You know what I mean? Got to step out of it. Because a lot of people, sometimes people like just do the work just to do the work because it's a job. They don't love it. They just doing it. It's not a career. They're just doing it. And some people could go from job to job to job. But to some people, that job that they're going to is their career, or could have been their career. But, these are the people that are not stagnant. These are the people that I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I know. And, I'm just trying to get it. I'm trying to get to a good spot. And I can kind of, chill and let it take its course of,
So I definitely agree with that. And I'll definitely add to that in my own words or my own opinion. For the ones that's feel like you're stagnant, you need more money, you just don't know how. I'm just gonna use something I had to learn in life, because I remember once I got into all of my trouble, all my legal problems, once that was settled, of course, those was consequences that came up during employment, and that kind of prevented me from certain jobs and all of that, which was cool. I was working at a spot, and at this time I'm married. I'm trying to find a spot. I'm trying to do better, but just not making enough money. The job was cool, and everybody around me was cool, but just not enough money. And I'm just like, bro, I got to find a way to make more money. But I want to work smart, not hard. I'd rather work hard and smart than just work hard just to work hard. And, so I'm like, man, I need to find something that I'm good at, or something that I could tolerate and make more money. I didn't have a clue what I was going to do. At this point, I was in security. I'm like, nah, I got to get out of security. They're not paying at all. I've been doing this for a long time. I got to change my lifestyle. I got to change my mindset. So what I did was, and it goes off to your story, you got to jump out there. Don't let fear cripple you. Don't let fear tell you you can't do it. Or don't let anybody around you say, oh, nah, that's stupid, dog. Don't do that, dog, man. You got to jump out there and do what you got to do. So it got to a point I needed to make more money. So I just started. I went on Craigslist, and like I said, all my experience was in law enforcement, security. I just started looking I just had a set. So my number back then was $15 an hour. If I could make $15 an hour back then, I think I'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
I need to stretch for that. I don't know how I'm gonna do it.
Right.
But I just jumped out there. I just jumped out there in the ocean. I ain't care no safety boat, no nothing. So I jumped on Craigslist. And anybody that was hiring, I made sure I looked them up and got a number.
Yeah. I'm
not sending no resume. I'm calling you. Like, so I picked up the phone and I'm at work. I'm using the company phone number in there. I don't care, whatever. Y'all gotta catch me if you can.
For sure.
And I'm like, hello, hey, this is Mark. I saw that you posted a job post on Craigslist. Are you still hiring? Oh, yes, we're still hiring. Are you paying $15, at least $15 an hour? Some people laughed at me. No. They hang up. Why hang up? So I just kept calling. At that point, I didn't care about rejection, whatever.
Right.
I need at least 15. I just kept calling until I ran into the insurance job. And they picked up. And I have no experience in selling insurance or none of that. I'm not from that world.
Right.
But I wasn't scared either. I'm like, if I'll learn whatever I got to learn. I'm not a dumb dude. I'll learn whatever I got to learn and whatever, I'll make it happen. And sure enough, they hired me. They hired me with no sales experience. Only thing I told them the sales experience I had was selling chocolates in middle school. But they laughed. They were like, yeah, whatever, I guess that counts. But they gave me a shot, and
that's what's up.
I actually was very good at it. Like, especially like doing a podcast, I'm a talkative person. I like to talk. I like to communicate. So that was perfect. You're on the phone. You're talking to people. You're getting to know people, building relationships. So that's what I did. And I didn't even know, like, that didn't dawn on me like, dang, I should do that. But I never knew until I like actually started looking. So those of you out there that feel that you're stagnant and feel like, oh, your job is not paying you enough or you need a little bit more, put a number, set a goal, okay, if you need to make $40,000 this year or next year, you need to make $40,000, cancel fear and start applying for jobs that's $40,000. I don't care if they say bachelor's required. I don't care if they say you need this or you need this experience. So what? Because I ain't have experience, and I'm making more than that now. I didn't have experience, but if you have the right attitude and the right confidence, they'll see that in you, and they'll see, oh, he's hungry, oh, he really wants to work.
That's right.
And they'll cancel that out. They'll be like, we'll train you because you seem like you ready to,
For sure.
And make sure you mean business in them interviews. You look them dead in their eyes. Listen, I'm ready to work.
Yeah.
What's going on? It worked for me. I know if it worked for me, it'll work for many that's watching that's really kind of, the sky's the limit. You never know. Yeah. Don't be scared. Just go for it.
For sure.
And that'll happen for sure. Should people have a side hustle to make more money? I mean, that's an obvious question.
Yeah, of course, man. Multiple income is always good. You know what I mean? And if you're not getting yourself tired and stuff like that, if you can do it, and sometimes it could be passive where you really don't have to do anything. It's just coming like that. So definitely.
For sure. That helped me out when I was looking. I took up photography. Oh, you do photography? Man, that's girl work. Hey, I feel you on that. But I took up photography and I actually liked it, editing and all of that. And that actually paid off a lot of my equipment. That paid like almost $4,000 for the equipment. I made close to like almost $3,000 over the course of time. So it's like I'm good. I was able to buy another camera, upgrade, and
for sure.
And whatever. So side hustles, if you're good at something, just do it.
Yeah, do it for sure.
Don't be scared. Just do it. You never know. That could turn, for the entrepreneurs out there, that could turn to a business. I know a lot of cooks, man, that turn cooking, and man, they got food trucks and they selling plates out the crib. They making money. Like, they making money.
That's true.
Just do it.
That's true.
Just do it. You never know. Feel like I'm like hyping up Nike or something. Like, just do it. Like, all right, cool. So, I know you spoke on earlier about like generational wealth, like inheritances.
Big on all that.
Big. I'm huge on that too, and I definitely want to get that popping, man. I don't even want to make money for myself per se. I want to just build something for generations. So when I have kids and my kids have kids, like, they always have something to fall back on. I don't,
for sure.
What are some of the things some people would need to change regarding mindset to actually start getting inheritance or earning generational wealth?
Well, you mean earning, like setting it?
Like setting it.
Setting it, yeah, for sure. A lot of people live for now. A lot of people don't live for later. I mean, for the future.
Mm-hmm.
And I definitely get it. Like, I'm here now. Let me do this. Like, that's fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not putting nothing away, for your seed or to your legacy,
Mm-hmm.
and what you really doing it for?
Yeah.
What you doing it for?
yourself.
You know what I mean? And that ain't the way it should be. You feel me? You want to make sure you leaving something in it. Of course, it has a lot to do with finance. Having them be financially, stable to do whatever they want to do, whatever they heart desire.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever they're passionate about, you want them to do that.
Yeah.
So whatever fears or whatever stipulations, like if you can cross those hurdles, just do it. You know what I mean? Just go for it. And because that's a big thing. That's a big thing. I used to hear this before I wanted to get in real estate. This was a quote that I always hear, or a saying. When something's happening, I'm always hearing like, "Don't sell your grandma's house." You know what I mean, I always hear
I've heard
that saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And people be like, "Oh man, he done messed up and sold his grandma's house," because she leaving that for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
She leaving that for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be any reason. You could be down and out and you're selling it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got people just doing the utmost craziest thing and getting rid of something that's substantial, that means something, because your grandma had it, what she did to get it. And all your father and your uncles and your aunties was raised in that house, or whatever the case may be. A lot of history, a lot of sentimental things in there. And some people don't care about that. Some people like, I got it, I'm gonna sell it. But 9 times 10, it be people that probably got more. Like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
And there's some people that don't, and that's the only thing you have. That's the only thing you have. Make sure you do your research and see if it's something you should sell.
Yeah.
As far as the property is concerned, if you leaving, like I said, selling your grandmama's house, if that's the thing, you want to keep it. You want to make sure that the property value might go up in that area. Depends on the area. Might do some gentrification in that area, whatever the case may be. You may never know. So my thing is that generational wealth is a big thing that we all need to strive for.
Yeah.
We all need a gun for that. It don't matter who you are, especially, our culture, our people. We definitely need to stick on that, stand on that strong.
Mm-hmm. So definitely want to add to that too. So inheritance, like generational wealth, that's such a mindset that's so different and it's so hard to achieve. Not everybody's going to achieve it. And I think to achieve that type of mindset, there's going to be a lot of things you got to cut off, including traditional values or the ways you grew up. Because I know the way I grew up, my mom and dad say, "Oh, get out there and work. It's not going to pay for itself. You got to, Yeah. And to me, that's like, yeah, you can work, but you're just working for the moment. Like, it's not smart money. It's hard work money, and you relying on a 401k or a pension or whatever that's going to get taxed at the end of the day anyway. So you're not, if you got like a $500,000 401k, that's getting taxed anyway. So you ain't even walking away with the whole $500,000. On top of that, every time you get paid those increments every month, it's getting taxed anyway. So it's like, and I hear it all the time in the insurance. Oh, I'm on a fixed income because my 401k and my retirement. And it's like, definitely I feel you should take whatever you can from, we got so many resources nowadays, internet, we got employments, whatever, you work around so many people. I would honestly like now I'm just keeping my ears open, and the things that I hear and the things that I intake, a lot of the things I grew up with, I gotta erase that. I gotta cancel it because it wasn't like it was intentional. It's just, if you don't know something and it's wrong, and then you teach your kids,
for sure,
and it's not intentional, of course, but it's wrong, they're gonna do the same thing. You only could do what you know, and then they're gonna, it's like a generation. I just see a lot of like in cultures, our culture, different cultures, there's like a tradition thing. Oh, I'm not gonna do this. Oh, I'm not finna study real estate. I'm not finna pick up that book, man. I'm finna thug out, man. I'm finna make this 100K, man. I'm finna buy this. I'm finna do that. I'm finna do that. Instead of investing it or having goals and, trying to set a platform for yourself or for your family, you're blowing it.
Yeah.
You're blowing it and you're blowing it. And it's just, that's why I feel about generational wealth and inheritance. It's just a mindset. It's just like, I look at like a lot of these basketball players, like Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. And these guys, that like these anomalies or these one in a million type of guys. Cause you got so many NBA players, but only a few like really stick out. The Michael Jordans, the Kobe Bryants, the LeBrons. Sure. It's just certain ones that stick out. And they get asked in these interviews, like, "Oh, what did you do? What was your work ethic of getting to this level?" And a lot of them say, a lot of my high school buddies, a lot of my guys, they go out and party, drink, and all of that. I was in the gym.
Yeah,
I was perfecting my craft. I was doing this. I was up 3 a.m. Everybody was sleeping. I was in the gym 3 a.m. I'm hitting 100 free throws. I'm hitting 100 threes from this corner. I'm hitting 103. Like. So that's such a good mindset. It's like that's something you're like passionate about, and you're not sleeping. You want to perfect that. You want to get so good at it. And a lot of these guys got so good at it that they're amazing at what they do. I feel if a lot more people cut out I got PTO, I got vacation, I'm finna do this and work on your craft, whatever you're good at. Yeah. Whatever you're good at. If you're a mechanic, man, work on your craft. If you're a photographer, work on your craft. If you're doing a podcast, work on your craft. If you owning properties, learn more and just learn more, because the more you learn, the more you just know, and you'll be able to just build empires, and you'll be able to not only build empires like you finna do in your videos. You're gonna help people. You might help the next billionaire. Probably. You just needed that one thing.
Right, for sure.
Or I might inspire somebody through this podcast, and I needed to hear that. I'm gonna go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
And you do it.
Leap of faith. Yeah.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. And do you think decisions made ultimately has consequences in life? Meaning, do you think decisions can ultimately ruin inheritances or generations or things of that sort?
Yeah, if you make a wrong decision, it's a wrong decision. And sometimes nobody got to tell you that. The actions of that decision would tell you that. You know, you don't got to get arrested or nothing bad has to happen. No, nobody got to, get killed or anything like that or die, whatever the case may be. But you're going to see it. If you make a wrong decision, you're going to see it. Yeah. You're going to see it.
For sure. I for sure agree. And there's decisions that could happen 10 years ago. It's still coming up. It's because some decisions are just way worse than others. I think you got like simple decisions. It's like, oh, I messed this up. I made it. I decided to go out there, drink, get behind the wheel. I got into an accident. Yeah, I didn't get a DUI. Yeah, I didn't. But now I'm getting sued because, of that decision. Then you got huge decisions that can land you in prison or whatever.
Yeah.
But regardless of what it is, bro, I got to speak to a couple of people that I know, and they're in some situations, and it's like, oh man, I don't know what I'm gonna do, man. This charge got me, my background got me, man. Oh man, I got kids, and I got so much child support on me that I can't really, you know. Consequences do stay for you. In certain, 18 years, 20 years, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's always a way out. There's always a way out. There's always money to be made. Do not give up.
For sure.
I remember I was in a position where I caught a gun charge. And that messed me all up. That messed me up. I've had licenses and certifications being revoked. Could never get them again, ever in life. And I'm like, man, I messed up big time. Like, man, damn, what I'm gonna do? And I felt I couldn't get out. I felt like, man, it was to one point, bro, I was going to McDonald's, Pollo Tropical, to trying to get a job. And they looked at that charge. They was like, nah. Yeah, we'll call you. I already knew what it was. I'm like, man, dang, McDonald's, Burger King. I mean, McDonald's, Pollo Tropical ain't Ruby Tuesday. I'll be a bus boy. I'll be what? I'll sweep the floor. I just need something. Nah. And that was probably one of the lowest parts of my life. I was like, bro, I can't get nothing.
But you kept going.
I kept going, though. I didn't give up. I just kept going. And something happened. Like, something happened. It was just, I got that break I needed. And all of the mistakes that I made, you go through mistakes for a reason. You're not supposed to go through it because, you try to make the best decisions. But sometimes we make the wrong decisions. And, sometimes we got to go through things in life to, kind of, tighten up. But once that opportunity came, I did not make the same mistakes again. And that just tightened me right on up. I've been on the straight path ever since. I can't go back. I just can't. So for those of you that made mistakes in the past 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and you're still going through it, like I say, my situation ain't as bad as a lot of people, but mine was pretty bad. But keep going, keep looking. It's going to have some days where you want to give up. Your friends stop messing with you because you ain't doing that hot or whatever. Get up every morning and keep looking forward to something. Put your energy into something. Apply for 20 jobs. Go get this or try. Got to keep going. Something is going to break. And once it breaks, you better grab that opportunity like you've never grabbed it before and don't make the same mistakes again.
Yeah.
And then you'll be able to, I'm telling you, like it worked for me and you'll be good to go.
Yeah, sure.
Word is bond. Word is bond. So actually, so this is going all to the fellas out there. Okay. Bro, how important is it for a man to keep his word?
And that's all you got.
That's all I got.
Yeah.
That's all you got.
That's all you got is your word.
Man, I know. So there's two types. Well, I ain't gonna say there's two types. There's some guys I know, and it'd be simple. Bro, you gonna come out tonight? Yeah, I'll be there. No, when they're not going because they got stuff to do. No, I ain't going. Something as simple as that, you can lose so much respect as a man for not keeping your word. Especially if you got kids or especially if you got people that look up to you and you don't keep your word. Bro, I feel keeping your word as a man, that's probably the most important, probably the only thing you got in this world.
No, it's big. It's big.
It's huge.
'Cause you want to keep your face clean out here. You feel me? Exactly. So you got to keep your word. Got to keep your word. If you say you're gonna do it, do it.
No matter how big or how small it is, bro, do it.
Do it. You know what I mean? Nah, things come across. Yeah. See,
I commit you because we was at Topgolf.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you in the real estate? Oh, you got this? Oh, man. We talking. I'm like, bro, like, I don't know how you feel if you want to be on the podcast, but, I think this will help people. And plus, I got some questions, too. You're like, bro, anytime, just hit me up.
That's it.
I'm like, all right. So in my mind, I'm like, oh, he don't know. I'm finna hit him up. Like, I already, it's,
Yeah.
So, and I've had guys, like, oh, yeah, just hit me up. Yeah. And I hit him up, and it's like, and I'm just like, well, you don't want to go down that road, but all you got is your word, boy.
Right.
I hit Marc-Land up. Yo, bro, man, I think it's about time for a podcast, dog. Whenever you're ready. It's like, I'm ready. Let's do it. Let's go.
Ready.
And he's here.
Yeah.
So that I know off top. It's a real guy right here, boy. Mm-hmm. Real dude right here. No, for sure. For sure.
Takes one to know one.
Heck,
you feel me?
Bro. And then also, this segs way over to my next question will be, does keeping your word equate to commitment? But if you keep your word, 9 times out of 10, you're a committed person.
Yeah.
Commitment, honestly, is very important too. Like commitment can go on all type of levels, whether it's relationships, whether it's working, whether it's business, whether it's owning properties. As
Right.
long as you're staying committed, you gotta keep your word to stay committed. I think it kind of works interchangeably. If you keep your word, you're pretty much committed.
Yeah.
If you don't keep your word, you're probably not committed, and that's probably the reason why you're not doing so hot. Because you're not committed to nothing. You got to commit to something. You got to commit. In order to commit, got to keep your word. If you're gonna say I'm gonna be here every day on time, Monday through Friday, you got to keep your word. But that's commitment too. And who knows? Maybe you need to start keeping. I'm talking to somebody out here now.
Yeah, for sure. Somebody need to hear.
Yeah, maybe you need to start keeping your word.
For sure.
And then that bread you're looking for, maybe your supervisor, your manager come to you and say, hey, man, you've been doing good lately. Like, I want to, this guy quit, supervisor, think you could do it? Because I can rely on you.
Yeah.
That's how it is.
It happens.
It happens. Keep your word. Commitment. Keep your word, because commitment's going to come and people see it. And the right eyes sometimes will see it. And that could be your breaking point right there. That could be like something there, like an opportunity there.
Sure.
Heck yeah. All right, cool. So we almost done, man.
Yeah.
We almost done. It's the last topic right here.
Yeah. Let's get to it.
So do you think nowadays children are raising themselves?
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. To a certain extent, yeah. To a certain extent, they're raising themselves.
Okay.
You know, because there's so much stuff that's accessible to them now. You know what I mean? They don't have to pick it up at the crib.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? They can watch something, or if they over a friend's house and, you know, emulate, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, our kids aren't raising themselves, you know, or not really taking the advice that they need to be taking, you know, because the consequences now, and it's the same as it was back then.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, a lot more leeway because more the politically correct way is being interjected into a lot of how the way that we was brought up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same
at all. I agree. I definitely think for the most part, I think definitely a lot of kids, I ain't gonna even say most, but I would definitely say a lot of kids are raising themselves, because there's a lot of kids, 17, 18-year-olds, man, they going to prison. Like, they're going to prison. And it's obvious. It's like, bro, the streets raised you, boy. Like, I could tell, boy. And I ain't the one to judge, but boy, I could tell. Yeah. I could tell, boy, you was out there. You know, you took advice for the wrong people, and all of that. And I also think that media and entertainment has a big effect on a lot of kids nowadays.
Yeah, it plays a part. It's a give and take. You know, because you don't want to blame the media or the entertainers per se. You know what I mean? So it plays a part. If the kids don't have that upbringing like they should, or somebody to be like, that ain't what's popping. That ain't what's hot. You know what I mean? It sound like it. Yeah. But if you go do that, you know the outcome's gonna be way different. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's why I see on that. You know what I mean? But
So in that regards, definitely I agree. Especially like if you don't have like your parents around, or your parents always working, they're hardly home, and you get up for school, you jump on the school bus, your mom, dad ain't there. You come home, your mom and dad ain't there. You're kind of like doing everything on your own. Right. There's no like authority there to put that down. Right. Go eat, go shower, go read this book, let me see your homework. Like, that's not bestowed upon you. So as a kid, if it ain't there, you're not gonna do it. You know, I'm not finna do my homework because I'm gonna jump on Call of Duty. I'm finna, whatever. And I definitely think the parents play a huge role in their kids' life. For sure. If you're not there in it, boy. Yeah. Consequences. There's one of them consequences. It ain't probably for you, but your kids will definitely feel it. Because, and I can arguably say too, if there aren't two parents in a household, And I ain't big enough to get canceled yet, so I'm cool. You know, I'm cool. But I'm said, if there isn't a mom and a dad, and I ain't talking about a dad that's a woman, and then, you know, like I said, I ain't big yet, so it's all cool with me. You know, it is what it is. If you don't have the proper mom and dad there, you're doing, like, your kid's gonna feel it. Like, your kid's gonna feel it. And I was looking at this study too, like, the majority of successful kids that grow up, I'm not gonna say they're successful, but they tend to do better than the average kid that only grew up with, like, just a mom or just a dad, you know, by a large number.
Mm-hmm.
So that brings me to, like, a point that I don't even have it here, but I feel that a lot of parents make young mistakes as far as like having kids young, like crazy young, high school young, you know, out there. And you know, that kid, you know, they just grow up like they didn't have that structured household. You know, they don't have that structure in their life. And it just, you know, it's just a certain lifestyle that they live due to that. And definitely I feel if you don't have kids, including myself, like I'm married now and I don't have no kids yet, but hopefully, you know, if I have kids, it's with this, you know, same woman and we stay together. Like we show an example, like, you know, this is how it's supposed to be done. Because nowadays, like especially like with social media and all of that, and they take marriage and they take like having kids like a business. It's like, oh, I'm married this person because he make this much, and a year later they're gone, and they don't know how impactful that is to like the kids or whatever.
Yeah,
you know, dad is around, dad's bringing this woman home, and you know that ain't mommy, or it's vice versa. Mommy's bringing this dude home, and you know that causes all type of problems and all of that.
As you can see, that all starts with the parents. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If the parents find some type of stability as far as being together or co-parenting or whatever the case may be, it always falls on the parent. You know what I mean? It's just the parent's responsibility at the end of the day, not the kids. You know what I mean? The kids shouldn't be telling you, hey, you're supposed to be treat me this way, or you're supposed to be on me this way. It's a kid, you know what I mean? Or even a teenager. Teenagers still need structure. If the parents are there, they need structure. You know what I mean? But you have some single parents that are out here doing their thing with their kids, you know, providing that structure. Maybe could be a little difficult because that other part ain't there. Maybe have to go see a family member to fill in that void per se. So they can at least get that up out of them. But for the most part, you know, a full family household with mom and dad does play a big part in the child's life, you know, especially when they're young. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When they're young, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
A long way.
I know so many people that like they grew up without that household, and they'll tell me they tell me straight up, man, dog, I know I'm messed up, man. If only I had my dad in my life, I think I made better decisions. Because there's only so much my mom could teach me. It's really like a father there to like, oh man, don't do that. Like it's the discipline is different than the moms, you know.
For
like,
sure.
And I've had a lot of people tell, I would have made better decisions. I even think a lot of times I'm blessed I grew up with a mom and dad. I think that helped me a lot. Like as far as like getting in trouble, I got in trouble on my own. I was doing stupid stuff as a youngin'. But I think that balance kind of put me back on track because I always, oh man, you got to do this. Like my dad and my elder, you got to find a job and you got to. But in an extent that kind of worked. It's like I remember, like, oh snap! I remember my mom. Oh man, say ma'am or sir, be respectful. You know, all those things played a part. So that way, I know how to talk to people. I know how to greet people. Like all that came from like growing up. A lot of cats my age or even older, they ain't talking like that, man. Hey, man, what's up, man? I got the job, man. Like, well, no, you know. But for sure, man. But bro, You did it.
I did it.
You did it.
That's what's up.
That was a podcast, man. So, hey, I hope y'all had y'all notepads out for real, man, because he dropped a lot of gems regarding like owning a home, the loan process, what it takes to get that loan, which is budget. Oh, and I wanted to speak on that, so I kind of forgot.
Go ahead.
And it ties into like inheritance and generational wealth. You gotta do things before that happens. You gotta work your way to that level.
Absolutely.
So like in your case, you had to take risks and do things as far as money. You had to juggle it to get your first property.
Yeah.
You didn't get it by just, I'm gonna just. No. You sat down, you planned it, you thought about it. He was like, I know what I want. I want to do this. I want this property, this property, and this property. Mm-hmm. I know I'm gonna need this amount of money because this realtor lady I know, Melody, right?
Melanie.
I want to address you the right way. Melody or
Melanie?
Melanie.
Yeah.
I know Melanie. I know she gonna look out for me. So I want this one. What do I need? What do I got to do? Oh, you do this. You do. So you already knew what you wanted,
right?
So that way, when the time came, it was you got it.
Yeah. Just checking
it off. You got it. That was budgeting in itself.
Of course.
That was budgeting in itself.
Of course.
Now you own properties. I'm pretty sure you have to budget way more now than what you had to because you're dealing with like different properties and different things. Yeah. So you got to kind of learn certain things on the way. It is not all just going to just come like that. No, sure. You got to like learn the basic things first, like especially budgeting.
Yeah. That's a big one. That's a big one.
When you thinking about inheritances and generational wealth, that comes with a lot of budgeting. Yeah. You got to use your money smart. That's a lifestyle to a point. It's like, nah, I don't want to own a Porsche. I'll drive this Honda. I'll drive this.
It takes sacrifice as well.
Yeah, discipline, like all of that. Yeah. And I know a lot of people want inheritances and generational curses, but they don't have the mindset. They don't have what it takes to. Yeah. They blow too much money. I don't know. I want these Nikes. I'm gonna get these Jordans. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get that. And you just blowing the money instead of learning now to budget. So when you do have all of this money, you won't be like, and I'm sorry to say, you won't be like the next rapper. You're gonna blow it. You know how to invest it. You know how to put it in this account. Right. You know how to put it in this stock. Right. Oh, I need to get this property because I know in 5 years this land or this area is gonna be booming because they're already doing constructions everywhere. So let me budget now and grab this land while it's cheap.
For sure.
So that way when it's booming, like it's those type of decisions you gotta that junk just it doesn't come overnight. You gotta go through it. You gotta really be doing that. That's what I wanted to say when we was speaking.
Yeah, you gotta exercise your mind in that perspective. As far as if that's what you want to do, and you know it's gonna cost to do it, you already start weeding out the things you don't need. Making sacrifices, disciplining yourself. Once you start doing that, because you got it in your head, you repeat it over and over. You write it down on your board, whatever it is that you do to say, this is my goal. So what is going to take you to get to that goal? Yeah. You know what I mean? What is going to take you to get there? It's going to take you to skip out on going out, or whatever the case may be. Whatever's your whatever you enjoy to do, or I don't want to say enjoy because I don't want to make it seem like you doing this. It's a lot. It's going to be boring and you ain't going to have no fun or nothing like that. Yeah, you got to prioritize as well. But then you hitting your goal. You can always treat yourself.
Of course.
People make it seem like, because people saying, yeah, you got to be disciplined. You got to sacrifice. Nah, you already know. If you spending money somewhere or on something that you can just go ahead and put that to the side, Yeah. You're going to see how that's going to help you further down the line. But definitely, man, you discipline yourself and you already put it in your mind, that goal, and you're going to accomplish it. That's how it was with real estate. I was like, I know I want to do real estate. I want to do this in my way as a real estate investor. So this is what I want to do. How I'm going to do it? Well, I'm going to get the money. Well, I was already saving money by my 401k where I was working at, and my insurance, like I mentioned before, insurance policy, excuse me. So once I cancel that, it's my money anyways. Yeah. I'll go ahead and, thank God nothing happened to me. I'm still here. Go ahead and get insurance later. You know what I mean? 401k, get another job out, invest in that. But now I know I got these properties that I'm continuing to get. That's going to help me in the long run. Because once it's paid off, and either I want to sell it. Think about it. You done paid off a $250,000 house, and then you know you chilling, and you got enough to leave for your kids or your relatives or however it works in your will or your estate. You got enough to leave for them, and you say, you know, I'm gonna sell this house.
Yeah,
I'm gonna sell this property. I'm gonna sell this land.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Then now you see the bulk of your money. You see your investment. You see the fruits of your labor.
Yeah.
And that's what it's all for. You feel me? But you just got to know what sacrifices to make, what, you know, what steps to follow to get to your goals. And once you know that, that's how you know how to go into things.
Yeah.
You know, because your mind's already set. Like
set.
You've been trying to, you said you was looking to buy a house, what it was, last year?
Last year.
So now let's say you get back in the groove again. Now you done, of course you done did your research. Of course you done spoke to people that know about it and that's doing it, you know. So it's going to make your process much easier.
Yeah.
And then you already know what I need to save, what I need to have. So now you know this stuff. So it's going to be a breeze for you.
When I talk to my wife almost every day, you know, she's on with it too. Because I told her, I'm like, listen, I don't want to work for nobody in my 40s and 50s. Like, I really don't.
For
like,
sure.
And I'm not mean that's me being bougie or nothing like that. I just got standards, bro. I just see how the workforce takes a toll on your everyday life. Waking up, working 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever a day, fighting traffic there, fighting traffic coming back. You know, setting up to do the podcast. You know, like I want to, man. Listen, I'm trying to do things and I'm trying to make money an easier way. Me and my wife, we be cruising through neighborhoods, bro. Like I'm talking like expensive neighborhoods. And I'm always exercising my mind. I'm driving, I'm looking at these houses and I'm just like, But I know these houses, people don't work for nobody over here. You can't work for nobody and live over here. Like these are business owners. These people own properties. These people own corporations and companies. Like, and I know it took them like a very hard time to get to this level, but I know their kids are straight. I know their grandkids are gonna be straight. I know they got loan money. Like this is it right here. This is how I want to be living. Not because of greed, because I've been living in poverty. Like I've been living poverty my whole life. I'm still in poverty, you know, considered, you know. I'm trying to make a change, man. I'm trying to like live better.
Right.
You know, I'm trying to open my mind up. I'm trying to do certain things that I've never done before. Like I'm trying to do it and I can't be just stagnant. So I always tell my wife every day, like, listen, we're going to get these properties. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. I told her, I'm like, listen, I want to wake up one day and look at you and say, quit your job. We ain't got to work for nobody no more.
That's possible, man.
It is.
It's very possible.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, I want that. I'm like I want to be the husband that I want to be. Like, I want to be the provider. I want to take less stress. I want to take stresses off of you. Because I know you got to work. I got to work. You know, I don't really want that. You know, I want to be able to provide for the household. I do my role and you do your role. You know what I'm saying? If we have kids and all of that, you'll be able to do that role with ease. And I'll be able to do my role with ease and everything just like connects. I'm not trying to follow this world. I'm not trying to, she's working, I'm working, we're never home, kids at home, especially the weirdos that's walking around nowadays. You take them to daycare, you get molested, or you hire this person and they do something and I'd rather be there with my kids. I'd rather be there. I want to be different. I don't want to do what the world does. Because what the world does, it just seems like it's just wrong. It's just things happen. And I just want to live different. I want to break. I don't mean to get spiritual, but I want to break curses. I want to break the traditional way of,
right.
You know, I want life to be easier. I've been through enough hard as is. I don't keep going through hard stuff. I want it to get easier. Even if I got to work hard for 10 years.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make it there.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
And it all starts with you, man.
Yeah.
You know, you the one speaking into existence and make sure that happens, you know.
Yeah.
And then you're letting your wife know what it is that you want for the both of you, and when you guys eventually do have kids. So that's a big thing, you know.
Yeah.
It's a very big thing.
Yeah.
Very big thing.
Yes, sir,
just got to
man.
put that in that air.
Oh yeah, man, work hard for it.
For sure, it's gonna come.
But yeah, like I said, we did it, man. It's woo.
Yeah.
And I really enjoyed this episode because I
Likewise.
feel it's very impactful. I feel that this type of information is gonna help a lot of people. I'm pretty sure people's gonna watching this. They're in the process of looking for a home.
Yeah,
they're like, man, I don't know where to start, and this kind of gives them like a guide too.
Yeah,
you know?
And I know we didn't even touch on a lot of things as far as
a lot of stuff. Yeah.
You know, more of the process of you know, getting to that point. Not even speaking to a realtor or nothing. Just make sure you just got, you know, your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Yeah. But it's a lot more. But like you said, you know, they jump in your comments and ask those questions. I'll be in it. I'll be looking through it, and you know,
for sure.
You feel me? You hit that line.
And whenever you start your videos, I got you on the first couple episodes, dog. I got the cameras, whatever, man. Just let me know like the idea, how you trying to do it and whatever. And
appreciate that
for sure, bro.
Like I said, like I told you, off camera, man, I appreciate and off audio, I appreciate the opportunity that, you know, I'm here with you sharing this space and the platform that you got, sending out the message. It's real dope, man. Continue to do what you're doing, man.
Heck yeah, and I appreciate you showing up, man.
Yeah, for sure. Always.
For sure, bro.
Always.
Yes,
always, baby.
Ow.
It's love.
Love.
Yeah.